Hello and welcome again to investingsuccess.ca and another of our short video installments in which we take a look at human emotion, astrology, and the financial markets. In this installment, I want to take a look at blood red moons because, quite frankly, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know if I can hear about blood red moons anymore. It's all over the internet. Radio stations are talking about it. Television stations are talking about it. Enough is enough. Let's just get our heads about us and settle down. Let's take a look at the science behind these blood red moons. Let's start with a definition. If you have 4 total lunar eclipses in a row, with no partial lunar eclipse events in between, that grouping of 4 is called a tetrad. And these groupings of 4, these tetrads, have occurred throughout history. Not frequently, but they have occurred. And when they occur, they have somehow gotten the moniker blood red moon. I'm not sure where that even comes from. Now, in 1949, and 1950, there was a tetrad event. April 13th and October 7th of 1949, April 2nd and October 26th of 1950 gave us total lunar eclipses with no partial events in between. So now you would think that if there was something hugely significant to these blood red moons, to these tetrad events, that the Dow Jones Industrial Average would have reflected that. Well, here's a chart of the Dow going back into that era. I've got the 4 events circled in black on the chart, and you can see that, you could make the argument that certainly after 2 of them, the Dow Jones had a significant pullback, but then again, you could say that on the other 2 events, really nothing happened. In fact, the Dow gained strength after each of those events. Well, let's take a look at the next tetrad, 1967, 1968. April and October of each of those years gave us the total lunar eclipses with no partial events in between. So again, let's see what the Dow Jones did. Well, here's a chart of the Dow 1967 through 1968, and I've put the 1, 2, 3, 4 events on here. And, you could make the argument that, well, on the first event, the Dow had a correction immediately after. But then, on the second event, what happened? The Dow rallied. On the third event, what happened? The Dow rallied. On the fourth event, what happened? The Dow went up. These tetrad events are not the end of the world. The markets are not necessarily going to fall apart. Yes, we're in the middle of a downward correction on the Dow right now, but who knows? I mean, that could easily come to an end in the next couple days. There is not enough definitive evidence for me to say that these blood red moons, these tetrad events, are going to cause all kinds of mayhem and gloom and doom on the world markets. And as I said to my subscribers in my March 7th edition of my Astrology E-Alert, I said, the height of stupidity will be reached when CNBC and Bloomberg start talking about blood red moons. And what happened to me last Thursday and Friday? Well, hello, I had an email from a journalist at Bloomberg in London, England, and he was inquiring about what? Blood red moons. The height of stupidity, folks. When Bloomberg starts talking about this, things have gotten out of hand. Anyway, enough said for today. This is the stuff that I love to talk about in my Astrology E-Alert, and I love to use common sense, science, and I like to show my subscribers what the scientific basis is for a lot of this stuff. And as always, you can find me on investingsuccess.ca. You can read my blogs on astrologicaltrading.wordpress.com. You can find me on social media. If you want to explore astrology, and if you don't want to get too emotionally wrapped up about the whole thing, if you want to look at it from a scientific point of view, that's me. You've come to the right place. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please don't get too freaked out about the blood red moon that's coming in the next couple days. No need to hide under the table and shiver with fear. I don't think the world is coming to an end. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Take care.